This is the Mummy from the recent incarnations you should be checking out. So The Mummy is the movie that came out in like 1999, really was a hit for Universal. Has the ride really been on it? Not a big fan of roller coasters. Fun time, but damn, I just hate the feeling of like roller coasters. And this is an action adventure movie that has Brendan Fraser as our lead character, who is just this explorer is trying to get these relics, kind of like the newer Mummy remake. This one's trying to do the similar thing, trying to find this thing that's, I don't know, it's supposed to be some kind of covenant for like mummies, and then he gets captured. But then later on, these other groups also, this brother and sister wants to get something. They realize he's the guy that can help him, lead him through that. Go find these tales of the mummies. They're all trying to explore. And so they just come together and help each other out. Brendan Fraser at that time really had some movies. I don't know how much of a big lead role he was. Really, for me, what I can remember was George of the Jungle. So seeing him in this, there's even one scene where he has long hair, and I was like, did they pluck him out of George of the Jungle to do this specific scene? I don't know, I just thought something like that. But Brendan Fraser, he's an okay actor. He's likable at least, and for this movie he works so much. He has that kind of charismatic charm. Really, a lot of this movie kind of resembled to me from like Indiana Jones, how like the adventures go with like kind of trying to mix the real elements of stuff with like the things that they're trying to get, the fictionalized things. Even though it's not as tier as Indiana Jones, at least for like a more recent or modern take, just like for people, younger audiences, this could be like their Indiana Jones or something, even though it's not as quality as good as those movies, especially the first three. But it resembles so much from that, and Brendan Fraser really kind of played it off well, at least. And he kind of was making the movie very fun because he was along for the ride, having a good time. He could ask when he needed to. At times he would get his ass kicked. At times he would kick ass. So many things that resemble, to my opinion, from like Indiana Jones. The adventure itself was really fun too. So much like cheese of like whether it's dialogue and it's not really a movie that's like, wow, it's very thought-provoking. The story is really elegant. It's not that type of movie, but you go in there just kind of having fun, seeing how these characters might not be well fleshed out, but they're at least very likable. Care they're like the situations they're going on at least. The villain, like the Mummy, kind of felt like it was kind of reaching that horror thriller element, but then it kind of comes off as comedy. It really kind of throws you off for a second, but when you kind of adjust to it, you have a good time seeing also how the Mummy is. Of course, the CGI doesn't hold up to this day, but just at the time, just the way they were kind of going for it, just they knew that they were kind of having a good time. This wasn't something to be taken so serious. I like the CGI slide, especially on the Mummy, but at least it's nothing near as bad as that kind of rock from the following movie. I got myself invested enough to at least go on this ride. This feels like, yeah, this is the original roller coaster before we had that ride. This felt like a good time just hanging out with a bunch of groups, having expedition scenes, but some of the expedition scenes kind of like you were just there to kind of just have like a good break, have a cold one with some people too, but then also, you know, trying to get back on the ride. So this isn't something great, okay? I accept the cheese it has. I accept the terrible CGI. The action is fun, at least in my opinion. So if I had to kind of grade it all in with just that, I'm gonna have to give The Mummy a B. So let me know, guys, what you thought when you saw this movie, whether you saw it as a young kid and as an older adult. How does it hold up to you? Do you have a great time as well? Is this your favorite of these also? There's also the classic ones. Is that one the best one in your opinion? All this in the comments below. And as always, Rolling Empire, laugh, smile, repeat.